Hi, I wanted to make a video that covered a few things I didn't think about or wanted to elaborate on during my gameplay video commentary. I want to put out a self-review video to cover any information I want to add post-publishing. Call this an addendum if you will. Enjoy! This section reminds me of Indonesian shadow puppetry, called wayang. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. When I was young, I loved going to the library during summer for their random youth programming. I distinctly remember an Indonesian artist once put on a shadow puppet show because it was mesmerizing. While researching this section, I learned that lots of Asian countries have a shadow puppet tradition, including countries like Cambodia and India. This game takes that art style to form the narrative, based on the Indian tradition of shadow puppets. Indian shadow puppet plays are performed in several southern states such as Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. A popular narrative of shadow puppet plays includes the Ramayana, a Hindu epic tale featuring the Hindu god Ram. The 90s Disney adaptation of A Little Princess appropriated part of the Ramayana for their story as well. Anyways, the point is, the shadow puppetry is very unique and makes this game distinctly pretty.
These were not masks. This was not a child's tale.
Shadow puppets are typically made out of leather or paper. The more realistic fire animation is juxtaposed in the background, which would be impossible in a real shadow play. Digital mediums of art allow for more creative flexibility. You can make what was physically impossible now vivid and tangible. Regardless of any real danger to the art, the juxtaposition of puppets and fire heightens the emotional reaction the player has to the unfolding events.
Golu! Golu! No! I'm so
In
sorry.
Hindu mythology, familial relationships are very important. That importance is still reflected in modern Indian society. Sibling relationships are one of the most focal family bonds in Hindu mythology. This game specifically references Raksha Bandhan as the day our events in Raji kick off. Raksha Bandhan is a Hindu holiday specifically celebrating the traditional role a brother has to protect his sisters. The Ramayana, a play I mentioned that is adapted as a shadow puppet play all through South and Southeast Asia, is based on a conflict that arose out of a sibling relationship. In fact, a central aspect of the story focuses on Ram's brother Lakshman protecting his brother's wife, Sita, based on traditional roles. This game ties into the strong sibling aspect of Hindu mythology by focusing on Raji and her brother Golu, making the narrative resonant with the rest of the art and development story. That is beautiful itself.
What is this place?
Just a quick note, another thing that this statue reminded me of was the merlion from Singapore. For those that don't know, the merlion is the official national symbol of Singapore. It is also a completely fake creature created as a tourism logo by some guy in Singapore that was part of the souvenir committee. I find that hilarious and awesome for how brazen it is. Cool. Finally got run powers. Oh. Oh, cool. Alright. Sitting down here. Can I go down there? No, nothing on that side animated, but okay. art style of the gameplay is amazing as well. The developers chose this isometric view because it uses parallax to create this 3D effect. What that gives us is a better idea of what the entire world looks like. Compared to traditional top-down or side-scroller games, isometric views give players a better feel for the environment. This is actually a form of ancient energy production. Raji uses this gameplay view to masterfully create an immersive environment and therefore story. The detail and scale given to the gameplay area and to each of the gameplay features, including the background and the audio, give the game a feeling of being large, which is something you want in a game with epic in the title. Ma Durga, one of the goddesses. Oh.
I blessed her with the Trishul, my most powerful weapon that Shiva had given to me.
I mentioned in my previous video that the Trishul is a celestial weapon similar to Poseidon's trident. This game has been compared to God of War, which is a game series where a mortal fights his way through personal tragedy and deities from Greek and Norse mythologies. This game is special to Indian gamers because it is the first time a Hindu mythological narrative has been appreciated in a modern global medium. Having an Indian narrative made for global consumption by authentic voices is a huge step forward in representation from South Asian communities. It's awesome to see the Trishul used as an Indian symbol of strength, especially when associated with the goddess Durga, rather than Shiva or Vishnu. It would have been nice to see the Trishul animated as you walk, though. X. Drink the water.
Har Har Mahadev!
Oh. Another quick note. I'm likely wrong about the translation of Mahadev, or maybe the context or connotation I have wrong. So if anyone wants to correct me, please do so in the comment section below. Ooh, climb. Let's see.
Many mortals would not.
The hologram tutorials are great because they give you a visual of what you need to do the first time you make an action. That helps the player know what to expect, which is the best way to get new players used to the game. I used to laugh at tutorials when I was a kid because I used to get annoyed at them. But now, I've finally gotten into the part of my life where I enjoy a good guide or handbook. Also, I mentioned speedrunning in this section, and I encourage everyone watching to go look into Games Done Quick. It's a speedrunning event held twice a year for charity. I'll post a link in the description section below.
To save her brother, Raji must face the demons.
I want to end with the Spider-Man cutscene. The game says that the Trishul is a great source of power that also comes with the responsibility of using that power, with strength, courage, and belief. A lot of people say that video games send the wrong messages to kids regarding violence and other vices. However, most miss the point that any art form can be used in a good or bad way. Instead of demonizing video games, people should look for ways to communicate their values in the new medium that is globally accessible and open. Raji is a good example of how a video game can be used to spread a positive message. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and interact with the page in any form, including leaving a comment, for the sake of my analytics. Like I said, I'd be happy to share any of the analytics information or any behind-the-scenes information with anyone interested. Check out my Fall Guys videos where I experiment with audio-visual mixing software, or just funny concepts I have in my head. Thanks, and look out for episode 2 sometime in the future. Bye!